Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is part 2 on a new series for the MPC's 69 charger. So you'll see that I'm at a different angle, and I got a comment on my last video at Rob1970s who recommended a different camera angle and possibly zoom in. Now my phone is, the screen is facing towards me. That's why some things are backwards. And I can't zoom in like that. So maybe sometime I'll try to see if I can get another camera that allows me to point it downwards, but have kind of a video camera in a sense where I can see what I'm doing instead of trying to have to set it up to where the camera bit is facing, to where the screen is facing the other way. So what we're going to do, if Rob, thank you for the advice, the feedback on that. So if there's anything I can try differently on this video, we'll definitely on the next video I can definitely give it a try. So we're gonna, give me a second here, we're gonna tilt the camera down here. We'll paint up some more parts. It won't be a terribly long video, but we'll tilt it down. Let's see here. Okay, hopefully that looks a little bit better for you guys. We're gonna move some stuff out of the way. Now again, so we painted up these 5 parts here. They're a little worse for wear. I assume it's because of the brush I was using. It's got a very fine point. I like how the bristles are set. So I'm gonna try something else here. I did decide to put on some Star Trek music tonight. It felt very dull on that last video when doing it, so I figured, why not? Let's do some Star Trek music for you guys. I will keep that one. Alright, so we're using a different brush here. It's a wider brush, so hopefully that'll help with the surface area. So what we'll do is I'll go back and repaint some of these, give it a little bit more of an orange, fill in some areas, if you will. Okay, let's open this up. Alright, again, I'm using Tamiya's orange. This is orange. This is item 81506 X-6. So it's Tamiya's orange. Let's see. Again, I apologize. It's all backwards. Like I said, the screen is facing towards everything, whereas like the camera piece is on the back side. So hopefully y'all can see a little bit better than other times. And if this is something that you all enjoy, such like having it in front of me instead of off to the side, if that's a lot better, then we'll continue with that. We'll move forward with that. So that's actually a lot better. Using this brush for really big areas. And hopefully the music isn't too loud for you guys. Oh, that's a lot better than before. Well, hopefully you all can see it. Again, I'm just dipping my brush in, just going over it again. I'll turn it here. And I do wish I could zoom in. So you can tell the difference of what I did. This is the part I just painted right now, and you can clearly see that there's still some black showing up on this part than on that part. You know, just for the sake of it, I think next video I will try to experiment on uh, flipping it around and zooming in. Yeah, we'll do that. And if there's whatever, it's on there. Might as well. Now, if you're going the route I am, and if you got a big brush and it's just getting into the areas that you really don't want to, I'd recommend just paint the whole thing. Go in with a fine pointed brush like this into the areas that you wanted to. Now, what I did is I just painted up to right there and then just left it, but I figured I'd just paint it orange since I'm using such a big brush. So that's just a thought for you guys. So if painting the entire piece is something you like to do, go right ahead. It's your model. No one's stopping you, and honestly, you can do whatever you want. I was actually talking to my sister when we were talking about models and how many versions of the Enterprise that I have. I've got a lot of versions of the TOS version. So I've already built one model. I've got a Lego version of that one. It's just like, why do I have so many of one particular ship? Wouldn't one suffice? And you'd be right, honestly. And you'd be right. And then she gave me the idea. It's like, okay, why don't you have so many, just paint them different colors. And that's an interesting idea. Like paint it black or something. Or just, there's so many ideas you can do with just one kit if you have multiples of them. So, again, that goes back to if you just want to paint the piece just all one color, no one's going to judge you. It's your model. Let's go. Hopefully y'all can still see it. Hopefully the music ain't too loud for you guys. For me, it helps break the silence when painting these. So hopefully it breaks the silence for you guys as well. Oh, there's a spot I didn't do. So again, just go back over your parts and everything if you need to repaint. This is what I alluded to in the last videos when I was talking about when you take them off the spruce, is that you go back and paint those parts where the spruce was and just paint it. Looks a little better. Okay, so those are painted up there. How's that looking? Yeah. There we go. Honestly, these are looking a lot better than before. It looks much better. It looks better all around. Hopefully y'all can still see it. Yeah, when I take these off the spruce, I'm definitely going to go over it. Alright. Okay. So again, I just repainted the parts, gave it a little bit more of a better look and everything. Need to go back and get this area. Now you can tell that right up in here, it needs a little bit more paint. So that was the one thing I was having trouble with, is making sure that everything gets equally painted. That's sometimes a pain in my hind end when you got a brush that's not exactly made for brushing big areas. For parts like these, what I just painted, use a brush like this. For brushes with for finer details, use something like this. And then for bigger parts, I would recommend, for something like this, spray paint it. Spray paint it, and if you want to add extra details, like very, very thin lines, try to use this guy right here. And then if you want to do something different, like if you want to do off a thick area, let's give an example. The trunk back here. If you want to mask off, if you want to do this part within this boundary here, mask it off and spray paint it. It is the easiest thing. It's all clean and everything. It's clean, and you don't have to worry about brush marks. Okay, so those parts again are done. And we're just going to clean off the brushes. Always clean your brushes. Alright, there's that. So that is clean. Oh, I did pick up something new from the hobby store. This is for decals here. It's a glue meant for decals. It's called Mr. Mark Setter. And it's again Mr. Mark Setter. It's one of the things that pops up when you look for decal glue of sorts. And right below it, it says in teeny letters, "Firmly adheres decals." And this will be one of the things I will use for for the decals on this model. So I just wanted to also give you guys that little bit of information. All right. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so here we go. So I figure the next part will be the belts. And that is part number 20, and that calls for flat black. And I am using Tester's flat black. I think it's all shaken up. I'll be using the finer brush for that. It's smaller, and since it's black behind, you won't notice too much on it. So, plus there's just something about flat black that it hides that bit. Like with the orange, when I was first painting it with this finer brush, is that you could still see the black underneath. And that's why I went over it. And I mentioned in the last video that there's something about the flat color that it hides it, in a sense. It's thick enough where it's I don't know how to describe it, but flat colors to me have just done when I paint them that they turn out really, really well. Whenever I've painted with anything flat, whether it be flat gray or just flat black, it just works really, really well. So, and anytime it calls for a color and I don't have it and that flat color is there, I'm using it. No gloss or semi-gloss or anything, none of that. If it doesn't call for any gloss, and if it doesn't call for semi-gloss or gloss, and it asks for its color, and I see its flat version, I'm going with the flat version. Okay, come here, you. Must not have heard. I must not have heard that soundtrack go by. No, actually I did. I was wondering about one of the soundtracks, Strange New Worlds ones. Like, did it go already? Or did I miss it? Or did it skip? But I remember hearing it. Alright, so hopefully I was not in the way. I do not want to do that. So again, I just painted up. It's drying right now. I painted up this guy right here. So into its flat black config. So I tried to look at the camera every now and again when painting to make sure that I'm not putting my hands in the way for you guys. Again, thank you, Rob, for that feedback. I do hope to try new things in the future. Maybe better, maybe a different, maybe a recording camera, which would be better. So, who knows in the future? Okay, and my pen. Oh. Okay. That piece is drying. We're gonna go ahead and wipe off our brush. I have noticed one thing with testers is that the paint comes off a lot easier than the Tamiya's paint. Now, when it comes to cleaning the brush, now, I don't know why. It's really, really weird. Oh, speaking of which, I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but I also want to thank Rob as our new subscriber here. Thank you, Rob, for that. And thank you to you other subscribers who also subscribed over the course of 26 videos. Thank you for that. Alright. So that's that. We're going to paint up the fan blade here. Hopefully you guys can see it. I'm going to paint up this piece next in black. Again, this is flat black right here. This is black. Let's see here. And I'm using Tamiya's black X1, X-1, item number, are these all the same? No. This is item 81501. Okay, let's do that. Put that back right there. Okay. Here, I'm gonna show you something. It's almost done. The belt is almost done. I'm gonna show you is that you see how it looks so shiny on here. Is there a better way? And if you look at the belt, the shine isn't there anymore. You can see it, but it's muted. The shine is muted on the belt because of the flat paint, which is really, really nice. So it's kind of hard to describe the difference how it shows up on camera. Okay, here we'll turn it around for you guys. So again, Tamiya's black on this guy. That should be okay. Okay, here we go. See, with the fan blade, this is where this brush comes in really, really handy. parts as small as the fan blade, the belt. This is where this brush comes in really, really handy for me. It's definitely been a while since I worked on a car. The last car I worked on was my little truck, and that model just with work on top of everything, I didn't want to do anything when I got home. There was zero incentive for me to continue that model, but I'm glad I pushed through it, get that done, and it paved the way for this channel here. Okay. One thing I will say is that if I move off to here, you probably won't be able to see it. So I'm gonna see if I can. If I do it off to here, maybe I'll see if I can move the camera here. Pardon me. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Now this is where a zoom feature would come in really, really handy. Okay. How's that fan blade? Let's give it a little bit more paint. Oh, sorry. Okay, there it is. It's all painted up. You can see the paint drying. See how well. I'm gonna see how well it shows up on camera. The belt. The belt is. Let's turn it around here. But you can see the difference. The difference between the gloss look of this piece and the matte finish for the belt. So hopefully y'all can tell the difference. It's a fascinating thing to look at, to see the difference between unpainted parts and the painted parts of almost the same color. Okay, I just painted up that. These are almost dry. Just gonna flip it around. Okay. What does that mean again? I will show you one thing. Is that on my instructions here, you see this black triangle here? I'll show you the paint schemes. This is semi-gloss. This is gloss. So semi-gloss is the black triangle. Gloss is the outlined triangle. Now, I won't be following that, just because it looks good as is. Because if I buy, I just want to stick with the paints that I do have. Just because. Alright. I've been at this for half an hour. Again, I don't want to make these videos terribly long, but I don't want to spend so many videos on one model. Okay, it's done. Now we're gonna do optional thing for dual carburetors. We'll do that, which means that part 25 here will have to be painted orange. Alright, but before we do that, clean off the brush. Okay. Oops. Okay, we got our orange color again. Set up for dual carburetors. Part 25 is actually right next to the fan blade here. Let's hope all this goes. Let's hope this all goes smoothly than the last parts I did. You never know. Yeah, it's going okay. Yeah. I may go back and paint over this again. I wonder if it's maybe this gloss that's hanging on these parts that is almost preventing it from sticking together. It could be that, but I will say it's a little bit better looking than if I would have used. It looks better first time brushing it, this thicker one, than if I would have used a slimmer brush. So it does look better. Let's hold it to the camera here. It's about on par with these pieces, just how it looks. I'll turn it around here. Okay, we'll call that piece done. Oh, come on. Okay, those are done. Get this out of my face. I'm just kind of picking and choosing what parts I want to paint next. Sorry, let's look at this first. Now, this is the timing. This guy right here. This is for your timing cover. For your chain, it's different for all vehicles. It could be a chain, it could be a belt, but this piece right here, this is your timing cover. You have pulleys here. These two slots right here, those would be where your pulleys would be. And for this, it looks like you could have 3 pulleys, or even more. I know on my truck I've got about it's like maybe 5. It looks like 5 pulleys, but it's 3 belts, and a couple of the pulleys are showing them in circular form. They're all the same size in circular form, but in thickness they're a little bit thicker to accommodate for 3 spaces. Like for one pulley, it's got 3 spaces on my truck to accommodate for 3 belts. Another pulley will have accommodations for 2 belts, or even just a single pulley for 1 belt. So I know at the 2 main ones for my truck that are down the center, that is for that's like the bottom one, I believe, is for, or maybe both of them are for 3. Yeah, both of them are for 3. Like the bottom one is for 3. The other one is for 3 as well. I think I could be wrong. So that's just a little bit of truck lore for you, truck knowledge for you guys. I'm gonna clean off the brush again. Ugh. All these. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure what it is about Tamiya's paints that they. Maybe there's a different paint cleaner that it needs, or maybe Testers is just universal. I could be wrong. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. Hopefully you guys are able to see the work there. Again, Rob, thank you for the thank you for the feedback on that. When I look at it, and while I paint, I do see a difference than when I paint if the camera's over here. So thank you for that feedback. Oh, I don't want to do anything else. Got those. Got 3, 4. Uh-oh. Now, here is a good example of what I said about wanting, when I painted this, when I got some paint onto the end of this, I just painted the entire thing. This is a great example when I said I want to go back and paint this. It's because of separate colors when I look on the picture, is that on the timing cover here, you have 2 colors. You have orange and you have white. It's for that circular piece right there. I am not sure what that is. I almost want to say it's an oil filter, but I could be wrong. So that's an example there of painting it all one color and then going back over with a different color. So that is one thing I'll definitely be doing. This is interesting. Now, I will say, for when I said I was doing dual carburetors, is that on part number 4, you have either part number 22 or part number 45. And this part here is for the optional, that is for the dual carburetors. So keep that in mind if you're doing optional stuff. Keep an eye on what parts need to be used for that. MPC. Now, I'll show you this. On this guy right here, your timing cover, you have a distributor right here. That is part number 23. And the problem I'm having here is it looks like that it looks like I've got 2 distributors. But the question what begs the question is, which number is 23 now? I tried looking through the instructions now. You have number 23 right there. But there's also a number right in between these 2 pieces here and right up here. Now, again, it is hard to tell on camera. I apologize for that. You know what? Here, I'll pull the camera forward here. Now, you can see 23 right there. There's part of a number right up in there. And there's also part of a number right there. Now, I would assume this part right here is part number 23. I could be wrong, but it's gotta be. Both of these are obviously distributors. So, just go back through your manual. I'm doing it right now here. Let's point the camera down here. Now, looking at the top of the cover right here, you've got 2 points, which maybe it is 2 distributors. Where'd they go? Right over here. It almost looks like one is smaller than the other. Got a battery there, you got cap there. So, I think we'll pick it up tomorrow. I think I'll go back through my instructions, pick it up probably tomorrow. I go back to work tomorrow, and the next day, and then on Saturday. And then I've got me a full 40 hours next week. That's going to be fun. But I'll try to keep up with these videos as best I can. Again, I won't make these videos terribly long at all. I will say, if any of you guys have, if any of you guys have Spotify or anything, or want to have a playlist of these Star Trek themes here, I can make a playlist for YouTube and put the link in the description. I can also put a link to the Spotify one in the description as well, if that's something you guys want to kind of to listen, see how you like it. Plus, if you look at the one from YouTube, you could basically make your own and add any other ones you want. I'm kind of thinking about adding other ones from particularly Star Trek Beyond. That is one of my favorite movies. So if that's something that you guys want, feel free to put it in the comments. Again, any other feedback would be really, really appreciated. Again, thank you, Rob, for the feedback on the camera angle. Hopefully it does help you guys. When I point it down, I can still see what is being, what is still on the camera, which is good. You don't see my face or anything. The only time you'll see my face is if I point the camera up on purpose. So, any other feedback would be appreciated. Any questions or anything, go ahead and put it in the comments or anything, or just comments in general. Go ahead, do all that sort of thing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all of you who are always tuning in, who are always just coming back to these videos. And hey, if you put them in the background or something, or you just like to watch something. But thank you for tuning in to these videos and all. Like and subscribe, share, comment, whatever you want to do. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.